Good morning, Open Tech sales team. I wanted to put together a few quick training videos here pertinent to what we've talked about yesterday. First one is where you find your buyer types or your information on the actual contact that we talked about. We talked about buyer type, we talked about buyer language, and we talked about buyer motivation. So let me go find a RPC. We know weigh-in is an RPC, so I'm going to open up weigh-in. And down the left-hand side in the primary contact information, you will see buyer persona. Okay, so that's office facility manager, owner operator, VP of operations, district manager, auctioneer, facility manager, and we do have CFO controller in there, even though we don't run into them too often. So these are pretty distinct roles. They're not necessarily titles. Remember that. Okay. Buyer type, towards and away, you got two options, so click on one or the other. And then the language they speak is the high up in the clouds, our REITs, our C-level folks that are worried about brand, that are worried about market share, that are worried about their stockholders, high level stuff. And we've got the executive and the cost, the revenue, and the process portion. They're very interested in ROI, in NOI, in their lean loss recovery, that middle road, and then the feature function hands-on folks. The ones that are fixing keypads, changing light bulbs. So now remember, I may have an owner operator that's very much a feature function person. Now, if they're a little bit of both, what I would do is I would flag which one that they just seem more pertinent to. Right? Which one comes out in their personality most? So if they're talking about all the things they do around the office, how they fixed a pipe the other day, da 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 da, but then they do talk about lean loss recovery costs, they may lean towards feature function. So we only want to pick one there because the messaging and the language we use will come from that. So in our outbounding selling and training, remember it's super important that every time you get into a contact that you fill out this information so we know the right language to use and what their interests are. Thank you so much.